There you go. We're on, rolling, my friend. We're on.
Fresh out of Inferno Music Conference yesterday.
Wasn't it amazing? Wasn't it really amazing? Good. Oh my God. I learned so many things.
It was
many
a nice
topics.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Interesting people, panelists as well. I just enjoyed the chats. Oh, what a brilliant community, man. That was just
I love
so
the chat
refreshing.
box.
It was so refreshing, so motivating. Like everyone was just like having a good laugh in there.
I said to people on there that it was really nice to just be able to talk to people who you would normally just be on the other end of a business email with. But then I love chat boxes on like radio stations. If they've got a chat box, I'm hooked. That's me.
No, I absolutely agree. But you know how it can be sometimes with these chats, right? Sometimes it gets a bit tense in there, and some people might not really adhere to certain rules, and it can get sometimes a bit just a bit off-putting. But this was just for me like an experience of like, wow, this was really, really cool. Really cool people. Just everyone like tried to support, bring some good points in there, trying to actually discuss a bit what is being said in these, in these interviews, and connect with each other. Literally wanted to connect with people,
Well, yeah. And that was a big point that they kept raising, was that, in fact, they even had a panel on it, on the importance of networking and digital. And, well, I suppose we both witnessed firsthand there that that's actually true. I'm assuming, like myself, you also picked up a few new friends and contacts that you maybe be doing some new things with.
Absolutely. I hope it will develop into something incredible in collaboration work. Who knows? But there were definitely some good beginnings, some really exciting beginnings of new contact interactions. No, I thoroughly enjoyed that, and the topics. I mean, I think for everyone who stuck around with all the episodes, the ones with human rights, for example, the stories. I mean, for us, where you and I and many in the chat, born, we can't even imagine growing up and having something like this in the back of your head. And not in my world where I grew up. That wasn't a thought. That wasn't something I had to waste my mind on, my thoughts on.
I mean, you would get some bad experiences from people because of the sort of the heavy metal lifestyle, or whatever you want to call it. But it's nothing in comparison to risking death and jail for going to rehearsal. It's just some scary business, isn't it? But I mean,
scary. That's a good word. Very scary. I find this stuff like that, because it's so out of your control. There's just nothing not much you can do once you're in that situation. Unrelated. I mean, I can relate to that. I mean, it wasn't with music. It was just in a personal encounter in South Africa, in Cape Town, where I used to live. I had an encounter like that, where it just all of a sudden it got really hectic out of nothing, me just minding my own business, and two policemen decided, let's fuck with him, I guess. I don't know, but it was a scary moment. Yeah, absolutely. So I can, relate. Okay, let's hang on a second. Not quite to like, imprisonment and going through such an horrific journey, but just alone that moment of about 2 to 3 hours, just them kind of pinning me to a wall and questioning me about shit I had nothing to do with, and just wouldn't let loose and trying to accuse you of shit. That's so scary, man. It's so scary. So yeah.
I mean, there's all those human stories and getting to know everybody, and like we were saying there, it's the invaluable as networking. Okay, I guess some people have just turned up at the park. Sorry, I like to record outside. I wasn't expecting that.
I think for everybody, if anybody's listening to this, I think it wasn't even picked up on until he said it.
Well, if it was, I hope you like football. So yeah, aside from the sort of the networking aspect, which it definitely did turn out to be true, there was also it was also really quite useful just for information. I don't know about yourself, but I know a lot of people maybe found the TikTok concept a bit
Yes.
odd.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
to be honest, I just went and signed up for it today. I have never
It
done it before.
is. It is something I've been. Excuse me. I've been saying that to a lot of musicians and bands throughout. You know, especially also to people who come into my course, for example, right, for social media and social media efficient use. TikTok is a is a, as you know, it is a child's play, the whole thing. It is quite silly, the whole thing, if you think about it, but that's where the young people are. They like it. I see that on my, you know, my girlfriend's kids. I mean, they're on it, and they get a lot of the, you know, music they listen to, right? Music ideas. They get it from TikTok videos, right? They even get a song, listen to it, and then they do their own videos on TikTok with that sound again in the background. So
Yeah.
to build that follower list, yeah, I would absolutely recommend it. It is, I guess, you know, it is not for everybody because yeah, there's a lot of silly stuff on there, like really, really, really silly things where you just have to, like, I mean, I try, but really sometimes it's just, wow, just have to shake my head. It's crazy.
I mean, like I said, I wasn't on it before. I just jumped on it off the back of that that conference panel, just to see. I thought it was expected to be like Snapchat, which I really just never could get into. But jumped on there, started scrolling through. It just reminds me of Instagram Reels, and as I said to you before, plenty of times, I'm quite a fan of Instagram. So that was it feels on first instinct like a really natural environment to me. Like as a viewer, I can see how you could get something out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And try to promote music.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's basically just like Reels.
Yeah.
There's no other distraction. There's no other bits and pieces to it. It's simple, agree. Straightforward, to the point.
To bring across very short, quick messages and bring it and effective without a distraction, like you said. Absolutely agree. And as it has been said in the chat with, what was his name, Joey, I think it was his name, the guy who was talking about TikTok, you know, when it came to the influencer part. And I absolutely have to agree with him. If you can find people who are willing, you know, who do these kind of challenges, who have a good running channel on their own, and you connect with them, and they are more than happy to use your music in the background for, you know, whatever their content is. Obviously you want to agree with their content. You don't want your music be running behind something that you don't agree with. But
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Hey, so many people, like, they forget to really go and check that channel, what they're actually doing. They're always, you know, just going on there and seeing like one or two videos right at the top. Does that give you everything? You don't know what else is on there. Go through the video history, see what else they're doing before you say like, yeah, I'll give you my music, right? And then it turns out, shit, the other part they're doing, I don't want them. Like, I don't want my music on that, right? So yeah, just do your research on it. Look at the channels.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many channels that do different things, right? Or switch around, right? And they've got old stuff on there that maybe you go like, oh crap, I don't want to be associated with that, or my music shouldn't be on that, right? Anyway.
Yeah. Hard one to control.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you approach somebody and say, yeah, here's my music, and then you basically gave it to them, and they go then do that, they do these videos, and then you realize, oh crap, I don't like the videos. It's like, whoa, we should have maybe checked that channel first.
But it could be hard to control because I believe that then their followers can then use that that piece of music and carry it on, and then you've lost control of what it's representing anyway. But that's
internet, my friend, internet.
Yeah. A lot of it at the moment.
Yeah.
Which, if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have been able to attend the conference that we're talking about. So
Well,
there's
that was mouth
there's
to
pros
mouth.
and cons. There's pros and cons to the situation.
Absolutely. No, but this particular topic, I absolutely agree. You can use that tool, TikTok, really cleverly, very efficiently, with very effective outcome, with actually very little effort. Oh, battery. Back on. Everything started to get a bit dark on my screen.
It's not
So
just
yeah.
me, no.
So yeah, absolutely would suggest, if you can handle it, if you're okay with dealing with TikTok, and you can see the fun and the benefit in that, yeah, do it. Absolutely. Get in, and like Joey said, I agree, get in touch with influencers, people who have other channels, and not always necessarily the biggest channels, because a lot on these social media platforms as well, where like these really big channels with millions and millions of followers, it looks good maybe, and you want to get in there, and then I'm sure something is achieved. But sometimes these social media platforms also push upcoming channels. So something that is maybe, you know, a couple of thousand followers, that could be also a good one to go into, because that is a growing channel. If they're active, if they're going, and you can see they, you know, they keep building this. Social media, the algorithm actually helps such channels a lot, because it's new upcoming content, new upcoming things on social media. A channel that is working hard to get on that train could be really effective, very effective.
Yeah, it's just buying the ticket. You need to figure it that way.
Just buy the ticket for the right train. Very true. Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a good one. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Like I said, I really enjoyed the networking one. That was very interesting.
It was incredible. It was incredible how quickly you were able to connect in there with people. And also what I really enjoyed is that, you know, people who considered in the industry maybe a bit higher up the rank, you know, from big festivals, had no issue at all to be in the chat and just interact with anybody in there. That I found that really, how can I say this? It was just really nice to see. Like, you're such a relaxed environment and atmosphere to just talk to whoever. And it really encouraged you also to go and ask these questions and find the courage to just approach, you know, somebody on that level and go like, hi, my name is, that's what I do. Want to chat? Right? It's like nothing wrong with that, right?
And it's exactly the sort of advice that was getting brought out in the talks as well. So
yeah, that's right. Yes, exactly. That was I think, was it Christoph? I think it was his name. I can't remember, but I think it was Christoph. Yeah, that was it was
Christopher
in that talk, right?
Niergaard,
Christopher was it maybe anyway, but that talk, yeah, about actually, you know, interact with people, talk to people, right? Come out. Don't just don't just stand there, right? Especially if you have like project ideas, if you have things that you want to push forward, you got to speak to somebody about it. Right?
And we did.
You know? We did.
Yeah,
that's right.
And,
no, that was a really good one too.
And the important word in there, I think, is people, because that's something else that they were hammering home, which I totally agree with, and I've said to people for so long, is remember there's a human on the other end of every interaction. And they were saying the exact same thing there, and they were living up to it as well. Whenever anybody was asking for help or questions, they were right there in the chat. Really nice, really helpful, a great event all round, and I would totally highly recommend it.
100%. Anybody associated with music in any way, no matter what the background, if it's from a band to a solo artist to somebody who wants to go into, you know, label, sound production, whatever, he can only benefit from this particular event, because everything was pretty much covered. There were so many people there from different backgrounds talking, bringing their experience and their knowledge, and some, you know, hints, tips, and tricks, you know, into all this. I mean, Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Can only recommend it. So if you, I mean, it was the first for me as well. And by God, am I glad that somebody was mentioning this to me, Nikki. Nikki, was
Yeah,
it right?
Nikki
Nikki Hallam, right?
Nikki
Exactly.
Hallam,
She,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Shout out to Nikki Hallam. There you go. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, can only recommend it. Absolutely can only recommend it.
If I get a chance, I would do it again.